Hey guys, what is up, and I welcome each and every one of you to a new League of Legends video. So today we'll be actually going over a new champion roadmap that just got released. You can see 10 minutes ago. We'll be going over this together. I'll give you guys my thoughts, maybe explain things for you, that you guys maybe are unsure about or whatever. And essentially, let's take a look at what's coming to League of Legends in the future. So we have a lot of new information. They'll be talking about the update on the the visual gameplay update or the rework on AATROX, AKALI, and newly announced, I believe this is newly announced, NUNU. They are doing essentially a NUNU rework, and also talking about the new champion coming out, which is going to be a dark new support. So let's take off, let's take it off and let's see what happens. Let's see what they have to say here. So what we have here on new and old champions. So this is a little bit paragraph that I'm not going to read together, but with you guys, but essentially TLDR is they're saying that they're going to be releasing less new champions over time, but they're going to be releasing more reworks or visual gameplay updates. So there less new champions coming out, but more VGUs or reworks coming out. So that's just kind of like a little TLDR and what they're trying to do, because they want to make each new champion that they release just this completely crazy, groundbreaking sort of champion. And that's the approach that they're gonna do, which I think is honestly a good approach, because they need to. There's so many champions that need reworks and just help getting into the current fresh feeling of League, and they're just so outdated and all that stuff. So that's a really good change. Anyways, talking about the first major thing is going to be the next new champion coming out, which is going to be a support. So what do they have to say? Let's take a look at over here. Never turn your back on the sea. Let's reset a bit and wade right into the next champion we're adding to the list. We felt it was time to execute on a new support with a darker, deeper thematic than most of our support cast. We also wanted to create an aggressive playmaker, someone who doesn't just save a drowning ally, but who forces their enemies to drown themselves by their own hands. Keep your health high, your eyes to the sea, and pray you aren't on that list. So actually, I did play this champion when I visited Riot. Now this is the last new champion I played when I visited Riot. So after this champion comes out, I really don't know what's coming out. I don't know any new champions after that. So this is the final one that I personally know about, and he or she is actually quite a lot of fun. I have to say, this is the champion I did talk about in on my Twitter before, saying that there's a really interesting kind of play style and the role that they're meant to be played in that's just super weird, and you don't really expect it, but it's fun and it works. And this is the champion I was talking about. Again, it's a support champion that again is an aggressive playmaker. So when the champion comes out, you guys will see what I mean by that. But a lot of really cool things, and they say here, who forces the enemies to drown with them by their own hands, and keep your health high, because this champion, just based off of that, obviously states that this champion, if you're not full on HP, then there's a chance that you're gonna die, right? So that's pretty interesting stuff. So this is honestly super fun. This champion can also be played in other roles, in my opinion. I think the champion can be played in other roles as well, which I'm gonna have a lot of fun making gameplay videos of for you guys when this champion comes out as well. So gonna be support, gonna be probably playing like probably mid, maybe some top, maybe just a bunch of other things, because you can honestly make it work. But with that being said, a lot of cool stuff here, so I think you guys will love this one. This is gonna be a really cool champ. Anyways, moving on to the next post. This one is going to be talking about the AATROX rework. Death is only the beginning. The last time I talked about AATROX, I said he was only going to get a gameplay update, but as we dove further into his new kit's direction of a great sword duelist that relentlessly pursues his foes, we realized that the feeling of playing the new AATROX wasn't exactly matching his current visuals. AATROX's new design felt more powerful, more weighted, and overall just more imposing to play against. We felt this called for some model updates to match his gameplay feeling and to make him look the part. That being said, it won't be a full visual gameplay update, as we aren't giving him 100% new animations or remaking all of his skins. Though there will be small tweaks to the skins to match his base model updates, we will however be giving AATROX all new Brutal VO, which is a visual, like a voiceover, a voiceover, to bring him in line with our newer champions, because who doesn't want to hear AATROX physically and verbally destroy his enemies? So now I did also play the AATROX, I guess we'll just call it a rework for the sake of making it easier. I did play the AATROX rework at Riot as well. Now honestly, the one that I played and the one that will be released, I think will be completely different, or at least different to a certain extent. So I don't really know what to say about this, but honestly, I'm very excited for the AATROX rework, because I think he's such a cool champion. He's just through the lore and just through what he is and how he looks and everything, he looks amazing. But his playstyle is just super underwhelming. It really is. So I'm very excited to see what they do with this, and they're going to be doing a lot more work than they initially thought, which is a good thing. And honestly, the thing that I personally hope that they retain is that they consistently keep him as this consistent auto attacking, you know, duelist sort of champion, and they don't change him to feel clunky. That's what I'm hoping they don't do, right? And that's going to be super, super cool. So a little bit more information about the AATROX rework here as well, boys and girls. Pretty exciting stuff. I mean, hopefully it'll be coming out soon. If I had to guess, based on the order they actually released this will be the next thing coming out, this new champion, and I think it's going to be the AATROX rework following that. And then after that, we have the next thing, which is going to be the rework coming over to AKALI. Now, I'm sure a lot of you already know. I made some videos talking about it as well. AKALI is getting a massive rework, essentially like a full VGU, similar to, you know, Warwick, Poppy, Swain, you know, etc. So let's take a look at what they have to say about AKALI here. Tools of the trade. So let's go rogue and talk some more about the upcoming AKALI VGU. In the last roadmap, which is this one here, take a look over here if you guys haven't seen it. This is back when they released Kaisa or teased Kaisa. They talked about AKALI right here, right? Whole bunch of information which if you haven't read, I do recommend checking it out. But going back to this, I mentioned that we wanted to preserve her shroud as the ability that makes her unique and helps her stand out in the assassin class. Though the baseline functionality is the same, we've made some pretty dramatic changes to AKALI's shroud so that her play pattern of hitting hard, repositioning, and then striking again is more engaging for AKALI players. Now, again, assuming that her kit is still roughly what I played when I visited Riot, this is without question true, because this is literally how her playstyle is. It's hitting hard, repositioning, and then striking again. That is just perfectly describing the way she plays. Outside of her shroud, we felt it was more important to maintain her high mobility, especially since it fits really well with her ninja theme, so don't expect that to vanish. Another thing we wanted to maintain about her kit was her dual scaling, right? The fact that she, you know, has an AP and AD scaling, and she works off of both of them and is very hybrid oriented, as that gives AKALI flexibility and really makes her feel like a champion who has mastered a wide range of weapons, both magical and physical. And speaking of her thematic, we'll be extending her current lore and looking at what her life looks like a couple of years down the road when she strikes out on her own, ready to show the world her skill as a ninja. So a whole bunch of little kind of utility stuff here, you know, I'm guessing her weapons, some kunais that she uses in her kit, I'm assuming, and these other random looking kind of bomb kunais. I don't even know what the hell these are, honestly, but they look like kunais with some kind of smoke in them. Maybe this is what she uses for her W now. I honestly don't remember anymore, but this obviously is her main weapon and whatever the hell these are. So yeah, so the AKALI rework is going to be coming out, I'm assuming, after the AATROX is out, based on, you know, the order of this post here. And it really is, honestly, a really interesting rework. Now, again, I played it super early into development, so a lot of it may have changed since I played it. But this quote right here, this quote is perfect, right? The current AKALI, the way she plays is, you know, you throw your Q and you just go in, man. You ult them, you just go ham, and usually you'll kill them before they'll kill you, and then you can just, you know, escape, right? That's usually how it works. Or you can use your W, and then, you know, you can throw the Q, auto tag, go back to W, wait for the Q, throw Q, auto tag, E, you know, go back to W, which I'm assuming is still true, right? But the way it works now, and I don't want to reveal obviously too much, but the way it works now is you're gonna have this really cool kind of interaction in her kit now that just works a lot better at striking at the right time. Like, you know, like you hit him hard and then you reposition and then you strike again, and then it's also really powerful, and it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a little bit more I guess mind gamey, if you will, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think you guys will absolutely love the AKALI rework. Now the final thing, the final change that's going to be talked about in this post, but my god, was this was just so needed. It's so needed. Oh man, this should have happened a lot sooner. But anyways, finally NUNU is getting some work, right? Finally. Let's take a look at what they have to say. It's finally time to let the Yeti out of the bag and start talking about the next big visual gameplay update we have planned. NUNU and Willump have aged very poorly over time. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Very much so. And as such, we'll be rebuilding them from the ground up. We won't be throwing everything away, as the dynamic duo absolutely have a few iconic abilities worth keeping, but thematically, we feel NUNU and Willump belong in a more whimsical, lighthearted space. We want to thaw out these two's relationship and boil down to what their friendship really means to each other. NUNU and Willump should capture the childlike feeling of having your first snowball fight or warming up. I'll explain why I laughed. Or warming up to a close friend on a cold winter night. It's not all snowballs and hot chocolate though, as when our heroes' backs are against the wall, Willump will make sure his enemies learn the true power of a Freljordian behemoth. And that's it for today, blah, blah, blah. So I did also play this NUNU, I guess, rework or VGU at Riot when I visited them, and this was very early into development. But there is one thing that I saw No, sorry. There are two things that I saw, or I guess played when I tested it out. The first of which that made me laugh is when they said having your first snowball fight. I can't really try to. It's just this. There's something really what I thought it was just so. It was so weird. It was really weird. But again, it was probably so early that they were just testing out really random stuff. So it probably changed by now. But there's that, and there's something else that he can do, which is really interesting actually. That I think you guys will really enjoy. It kind of gives you more of a feeling that you're playing this truly Freljordian behemoth and whatever the little dude is, the NUNU dude, whatever he is. I'm guessing he's some kind of Yordle, or I don't even know what he is. It just fits a bit more. It's a little trolly, but it fits a little bit more into their playstyle, and I think you guys will like it a lot. And it's super troll. And I mean, honestly, that doesn't even matter. The fact that NUNU is finally getting some love, finally getting some rework action, God bless. Honestly, God bless. Like, this is the most basic of basic champions in League of Legends. He needs some help just ASAP. Please help him out. This guy is just, he doesn't get more basic than this. It really doesn't. You run around, you throw a snowball, you smack him a few times, and you throw another snowball. That's literally his playstyle. And how Panzer Dragon mains this champion right now is beyond me. It's just so boring. It's just so boring. There's nothing in this champion at all. So I'm very happy about this. So, I mean, a lot of juicy information in this post, boys and girls. There you have it. I mean, a lot of really great stuff. Again, quickly reiterating, new champions will be coming out a little bit slower, but all champions and, reworks will be coming out a little bit quicker. We have the new champion coming out here. That's going to be a support, but you could probably play this champion in other roles as well, from what I remember. But maining support for sure, which is super fun, super cool champion. I think you guys will love this one. AATROX rework coming out, of course. We have the AKALI rework coming out as well, and we also have a rework coming over for NUNU, a champion that has needed one for ever so long. So let me know what you think about this post down below, guys. Let me know what you think about these changes and who you're excited for, who you're not excited for, who you hope they don't mess up, and all that stuff. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.